Welcome back to Hockey Talks. I'm Carl, that is Dave.
Oh, yeah.
We are ready to go tonight as the Four Nations Cup have revealed all their rosters. They are, look like stacked rosters, especially for Canada and United States, right? They are packed. Let's get right into it.
Absolutely, yeah.
America has a really tough team. You can see they have a lot of really high skilled players. So do we. Or so we.
Canada.
We're from Canada. That's why I said we. But both those teams are going to be probably the two best teams in this thing, right? Out of the four teams that are there, which still think it might be a money grab for Gary Bettman and the NHL. But
they're changing things, yeah.
They're trying something, right? They're trying something.
Part of me thinks they're trying to get more interest from the different nations outside of Canada and US.
Maybe.
You know?
Well,
yeah. I don't know.
Possibly.
Probably just
maybe it's a feel bad thing.
Yeah.
Sorry we didn't take it to the Olympics last time.
Yeah.
Here's something else that doesn't mean anything. So,
but more importantly, what team is McDavid on?
Canada.
I like that.
Canada has a pretty stacked forward team. They have Sam Bennett, Anthony Cirelli, Connor McDavid, Sidney Crosby, Brandon Hagel, Seth Jarvis, Travis Konechny, Nathan McKinnon, Brad Marchand, Mitch Marner, Braden Point, Sam Reinhart, and Mark Stone.
Those are all great names to have.
All the finalists, they'll all be on the roster for Team Canada and the forwards, right? Just seeing alone, Sidney Crosby, Nathan McKinnon, Connor McDavid, I don't think they'll all be on the same line. Maybe the power play.
Maybe.
But that would be something to watch.
Yeah.
Absolutely. The three best players in the NHL right now. Three best forwards, I should say. Getting to all play on a team. We've never seen that. Never seen that at all.
It's going to be very exciting. And I think a lot of it's going to have to do something with the chemistry. So obviously, like on game one, there might not play as smooth as we'd like to see. But I guess the way the Four Nations thing works is they're doing a round robin. So it'll give them a bit of time to play together. And then the last part is the top two teams play each other for the winner or who's the finalists. And then it's a one game kind of win it. Yeah. And you win the tourney. So by that time, I would hope that, it's a few games in, the players start to get a chemistry for each other. And it would be very exciting to see some of these players play together. That's only the Canadian team, too.
That's only the Canadian team,
The Americans, the U.S. team has a very stacked line.
Yeah.
And I almost want to say it's going to be theirs,
Well,
it's
the American team. Let's go through the American team quickly.
Sure, yeah, just mention all the names.
Let's see Matt Boldy, Kyle Connor, Jack Eichel, Jake Gensel, Jack Hughes, Chris Kreider, Dylan Larkin, Austin Matthews, of course, JT Miller, Brock Nelson, Brady Tkachuk, and Matthew Tkachuk, the brothers playing together, and Vincent Trocheck. So that is also.
So you see the best for last there.
Very.
I see what you're doing.
Just went in alphabetical order.
I know.
But he's
I didn't know until now.
He's a fantastic forward as well. Like, they have a solid team as well, right?
They do.
Where it gets interesting for these two teams, anyways, they face off against each other. Is the goaltending.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Goaltending. So Canada, I feel lackluster in the goaltending.
Yeah.
The goaltending for Canada, we'll go through that. Jordan Binnington, which was a surprise to me, given. Okay.
Who would you like to
He's a pretty good candidate, right?
Okay.
I guess it would either be, Jordan Binnington. Okay, he has proven himself this year, absolutely. So Canada, I guess, doesn't have.
Is there somebody you would have preferred over top of him?
Well, see, that I don't know. I mean, I think it was between Stuart Skinner from Edmonton and Jordan Binnington.
You would have preferred Skinner?
No, I would not, probably.
I wouldn't.
There's this whole Joey DeCourt thing, right? If you could get, because he's born in America, his dad's from Canada, and his mom's from the UK.
That's Skinner?
No, that's Joey DeCourt.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which, if that could have been the case, I would have liked him there. But, I mean, you have to have a passport in the place you live in, right? And, I don't know. Yeah, it probably wouldn't work out. Yeah, there still could be changes.
Mm-hmm.
But that's what it is. It's Jordan Binnington, Aiden Hill, and Sam Montembeault. So, it's not bad, but you look at the U.S. goaltenders, and keep in mind, Thatcher Demko is out right now. He's not. Nobody still knows when he'll be back. So omitting him, U.S. is Connor Hellebuyck, Jake Ottinger, and Jeremy Swayman. Like, that goaltending is solid for the U.S. They have so many guys to choose from, right?
Yeah.
It's incredible. So many good. Even Connor Hellebuyck and Jake Ottinger alone will be able to handle that crease, no problem.
Yeah.
Right. So the goaltending there, I feel Canada lacks goaltending in that department. And hopefully Jordan Bennington doesn't have one of his flare-ups like he usually does in a game. No, I shouldn't say usually.
But I think it's not as intense, though. Like, they're not playing for the cup here, you know what I mean?
So
I think the pressure's a little off of them. And, I mean, if you look at the goals against and all that, like the statistics of it all, like in a 30-goal game or even a 35-goal game, do our forwards, like does Canada's forwards make up for, having a .92, 93 goalie in there over top of a .94, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I think it'll be fine. Like the goaltending there for Canada, I think it'll be all right. But in just comparison to the U.S. goalie, they have fantastic goalies, right?
Yeah.
They're going to be a solid team. Even if you look at the U.S.'s defensive line, Brock Faber, Adam Fox, Noah Hannafin, Quinn Hughes, Charlie McAvoy, Jacob Slavin, and Zach Werenski.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, those are all solid defensemen. For Canada,
I like ours, though.
Canada, we'll get Cale McCarr.
Mm-hmm.
You mark Cale McCarr for us and Quinn Hughes for the States, the two of the top defensemen in the league.
Yeah.
So see them battle against each other. It'd be cool to, but it'll be fun to watch. Cale McCarr, Josh Morrissey, Colton Parayko, Alex Pietrangelo, Travis Sanheim, Shea Theodore, and Devin Taves. So hoorah! Yeah. So it's gonna be
fun.
It's gonna be fun.
It's in February, right?
It's in February.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. This thing takes off February, so things are going to change on the rosters. They're going to go make some changes. The people will get injured and they'll get swapped out.
Yeah.
One guy I really wanted to see make this, which would be Team Canada, was Marc-Andre Fleury.
That'd be nice.
People that really, really wanted him on there, including me. I would love to see it. I think he would have been great.
He would have
on Team Canada.
He would have been clutch for sure.
Yeah, and he's just out there to have fun. He would have been just a great atmosphere, and it's fun to watch that guy. But he did not make it. But those are the rosters so far.
Well, that's exciting
For Team Canada, Team USA.
Who do you think will take it?
Out of those two?
Out of those four?
Well, I figured next week we'll dive into the Sweden and Finland.
Okay.
For the rosters. So Team Canada and Team USA. See, they have the forward power, but then they have the goalie power on the States. So I think Canada. Well, I think Canada. I can't deny Crosby, McDavid, like those guys all playing on the same team.
Yeah,
it's going to be unbelievable to watch. Right? It's going to be fantastic hockey if they all play on the same team. They're not going to play on the same line. Maybe the power play. That'd be cool.
Deja vu.
Just having Connor, McDavid.
Yeah. I mean, you can't, like you said, you can't hold Crosby back. All three of those players, if they do end up playing on the same line, it would be absolutely fantastic. And it's it'd be fun to watch. It just reminds me of that Olympic gold that Crosby ended up just getting the puck in his stick and shooting, and he got the goal in the net. And it's just those three elite players amongst the others. It's gonna be very hard to defend against, even if you're a .94, 95 goalie. You know, it's they're still gonna be having those shots peppered at you, but they're gonna be in areas that you're weak at.
It'll
be interesting to see. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
absolutely. It'll be fun as it takes off in February. So we'll see where they go from there. Yeah, for sure. But all these players come from absolutely fantastic teams, and they're the best players in the league. Yeah.
And so since 2010, I have a question. Mm-hmm. Since 2010, what are the players that have the most, the teams that have the most goals scored?
Out of 2010.
Without looking at my cheat sheet.
Not looking at your cheat sheet. Out of 2010.
The top 5, if you can name a few. Yeah.
Had the most goals scored.
Yes, for the team.
Oh,
So franchise names.
Out of just the year 2010.
Till now, yes.
Oh, till now. Oh, okay. Top 5. Okay, let's see here. Wow. I'm going to say...
Pick a team.
Edmonton Oilers.
Nope. Tampa Bay was the top one.
Okay.
Because of the playoffs, I'm sure.
Oh,
they got
right.
3,650 goals.
Right.
Since 2010.
Okay. How about Pittsburgh?
Yep, they're second.
Second. Okay.
Yep, with 3,575 goals.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Let's go with the next one. Shall be Carolina.
Nope. The next one is Capitals. With 35-20.
Yeah.
Good old OB's franchise there.
Yeah, yeah. Capitals, hey? Yeah, I guess they made it to the playoffs a lot.
They did.
Just only one cup out of it, but yeah. I'm going to also get Chicago Blackhawks are in there.
Nope.
Really?
Well, they're not in the other two. The next one, though, was the Toronto Maple Leafs with 3,489 goals.
Wow, really?
And then the fifth one, anyways, what do you think? Who comes after the Leafs?
Who comes after?
It's going to be who you think it is.
Boston.
Yeah.
Yeah.
3,460.
Boston, unfortunately.
Yeah. And now that leads me to the next one. What are the teams with the least amount of goals since 2010?
Oh, it's got to be San Jose. Oh, no. You know what? San Jose actually did pretty well.
Think about this.
Yeah.
Who's entered the league since 2010?
Oh, yeah, okay. Let's go with Seattle.
They're second, worst, with 786. Who's the worst?
Vegas? Not Vegas.
Vegas is on there.
Vegas
yeah, 1,810, but it's not the last. Who's the last?
Oh, let's...
you should know this.
Old Arizona Coyotes. Yeah, that's
Utah.
That's crazy. Utah, yeah, technically, but it's still Arizona.
69.
Yeah, oh, yeah, this year.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then just the other two, Buffalo with 2,979.
Yeah. Buffalo.
Can you name the last one?
San Jose?
New Jersey Devils.
Really?
With 3,024.
Really?
Yeah. So,
okay, well.
I was reading that, and I was really, really intrigued at how such players like, I forget, it's like Stamkos and Tampa Bay Stars there.
Yeah.
With Matthews and Crosby and Ovechkin really defined those franchises to be the best since the 2010s. And then I'm reading this stuff. I'm like, it's been, 13, 14 years. Who do we think, is just as a conversation is going to be those top teams in 13 or 14 years from now? Like in 13 to 14 years, they're going to look back and say, well, who is the top 10 or the top goals teams, I guess, since 2020, 2025.
Yeah.
And it's very interesting to see kind of a shift because you have some great players. Well, one specifically on San Jose Sharks.
Yeah, well, Malcolm Celebrini, yeah.
He's been killing it.
He's been killing it, absolutely. Celebrini has been killing it since he got back from injury.
Yeah.
It's been, what did you say? He went from a -6?
Last week he was at a -6, yeah.
To a -2.
Yeah.
Now.
And
which is a big improvement. The Sharks are also playing a lot better, right?
Yeah.
They put themselves 3 points out of a wild card spot.
That's insane.
Which is 3 points back from the Edmonton Oilers, which everybody thought they were going to do really well this year. But
3 points back from Edmonton.
Yeah. The Oilers have been lackluster, really, this year. I mean, they're starting to maybe kind of find a groove. Zach Hyman comes back, but besides the point, they haven't been going. The Sharks are 3 points back of them.
Yeah.
So they have a chance. They've been playing some actually pretty good hockey lately. Pretty good hockey thanks to Malcolm Celebrini coming back. And he's just, that kid's just a workhorse, right? He just goes and goes and goes and does not stop. But
yeah, he brings a lot to the team. And when you're a teammate and you see that kind of enthusiasm going off, like it's like your team's going to go somewhere. You finally have something, to leech onto.
Yeah.
And then slowly, it's not a game or 2 games, but over a dozen games, over 2 dozen, 3 dozen games, your team slowly starts to perform a little better because they can see kind of the light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah.
Right? If somebody else is out there trying and actually being able to get goals, and set up plays, I mean, you got people who are getting the puck and perfectly good opportunities to actually score on net that they're not used to. They don't usually get that. Yeah. Of course, that's going to pump up your team. Of course, it's going to be great for the morale.
Oh yeah. It just brings that excitement, and people want to just try again, right?
Yeah.
I mean, once you get down and stuff, you're like, well, what's the point? Kind of, you don't want to feel like that, but once you get new energy into it, and you can see somebody else is just trying everything they can just to play, right?
Yeah.
And that helps everybody else go, right? And you see that in the Sharks, right? Like, they were bottom feeders for the last few years, like never creeping out of there, right? Never creeping out of there. It was always, especially last year, before he came into the league, right? They were getting blown out 9-0, 10-1. It's just like,
what's the score tonight?
Yeah, well, tonight's
the exception.
Tonight's the exception. Right now, apparently they're getting blown out 6-0.
6-0.
But that's not 10-0.
No,
9-0. I mean,
it's not 7-0.
Not 7-0. Still only 6-0.
Mm-hmm.
So they got some positive. Anyways, they're 3 points out of a wild card spot. Exciting things to come.
Yes,
for San Jose.
Absolutely.
So looking forward to seeing that. But not so exciting things is happening to the Blackhawks right now, as they are bottom of the league, bottom of the league, where the San Jose Sharks usually sit.
Yeah,
but this year the Blackhawks position filled. Yeah, they are last in the league with 18 points this year so far, and they struggle to find anything. Right, even Connor Bedard, supposed to help turn this team around. He is struggling himself as well, right? So he will find his game again. I know that, but they have also they fired their head coach today, Luke Richardson, and named their intern head coach. Named the head coach, promoted him to intern. Names escape me right now. I'll get back to that. But yeah, they fired Luke Richardson. Obviously, nothing's happening. They are struggling right now on every aspect of their game, right? So they got to see if they can find something. Find something all. But Connor Bedard hasn't really been stepping up either.
He's not performing very well.
No, not at all, right? Hopefully he finds his game.
Well, it's tough when, a player goes on a team and they don't necessarily do what you think. It's not like something you can just add into the mix. It's got to be the right team, and could very well possibly be just the wrong mix of people right now. So changing it up is a good idea, that.
They had a lot of promise since Connor Bedard came in, but he's since struggled. Like, he got injured last year. He's been pretty good this year, but also didn't get named to the Four Nations roster for Canada.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, I didn't expect him to make it either. The way he's been playing, he hasn't been playing at his top level, right? So that didn't really surprise me as much. But he got to find his game. I'm sure he will yet. It's only his second year in the NHL.
Yeah.
But does that worry you about Connor Bedard? You think get worried about him? Should people be worried about him?
I would think, when you enter the league, it's like a make or break moment where you've been, you've been really, really good your whole life. And finally you're in the big leagues. And even if you're on the worst team in the league, you should still be able to work your way around it because, you're the best, right? Yeah. Especially in the NHL, especially with somebody like himself.
Yeah.
And so if he can't, it might just be kind of like like a whammy, or like a lemon almost.
Yeah.
Where, the big things are expected of him. Something happens, and he's still going to be a great player, but he's not going to be what people thought he was. I think a lot of people with Celebrini, anyways, think that he's that kind of player, like a game changer. Like what we just went over with that question, where like Crosby, Ovechkin, those guys are game changers. They didn't just blend in.
Well, that's what they thought Connor Bedard was going to be, right?
Yeah.
A game changer. He was going to change the game for the Blackhawks. They completely come in. And we have not really seen that yet, right?
That's where I say it's sink or swim. A lot of the times,
absolutely.
A lot of the times, players that go in the first round, like there's players that go second round that end up better, third round that end up better than that first round pick. Absolutely. It happens many, many times. I remember Don Cherry always used to go over these ones. You always got to choose the player that has more more ambition, more push.
Wants to do it. Wants to get better, right?
Yeah.
Not necessarily the best stats yet, but really wants to drive, and he can be better if they want to do it, right?
Well, yeah, it's like you enter the NHL and you have all of your skills. Now, if you enter it and you peak out earlier than somebody else who tries harder longer, then you're just not going to be as good unless you're like unnaturally talented.
Yeah.
But to say that anybody gets there by luck is just insane. It takes luck. It takes skill to have luck and luck to have skill.
Yeah.
And it's amazing, the more people practice, the luckier they seem to get.
Yeah.
Right. So maybe that's what it is. Maybe he's just having a hard time adjusting to the city, or who knows, But Celebrini appears to be doing much better, in my opinion.
Yeah, he seemed to adjust, and Celebrini also, it helps that he was kind of raised in that the Bay Area.
Yeah.
Right? So he's kind of used to
not
the
as much of an adjustment.
Right? Connor Bedard was in Canada here and played for Regina, and then he goes down to Chicago. I mean, he's had a year, but also he was injured, so...
Yeah.
But, yeah, maybe it is a bit of adjustment, too, and he's still trying to figure stuff out and just get his feet under him, which sometimes it takes longer, right?
Yeah.
But...
Well, homesickness and all that is a thing, too.
Yeah,
so,
and then playing on a different team, and like you said, he's been injured, so basically his first full season playing with a new team, right?
Yeah.
Basically. We'll see how he does after this year.
Hopefully he bounces back.
But playing for a new team, Patrick Laine finally made his Montreal Canadiens debut.
Whoop.
And he scored
in
his first game back.
That was awesome.
Yeah, he was loving it. The crowd was loving it. I think he's going to be a really good fit there.
Yeah.
I think he's going to be fantastic there. It's good to see him back in the lineup and actually playing some games again, right? Because remember, he's been out for a couple of years, not playing any NHL games. So this was really his first game back in the NHL after a couple of years of going through rehab and all his injuries and all that kind of stuff, right? So it was good to see him back on the ice and good to see him score in his first goal. So
he's going to provide a lot of guidance towards those younger guys too. I think that's a big point of getting him there. Is they're not really expecting him. I mean, obviously they're expecting him to perform, but similar to like Pittsburgh Penguins with Crosby's team bringing on Gary Roberts, he's not the best player in the world, but he provided that senior experience to these guys that you can't just get out of other youthful people, right? That grind. So hopefully Laine has that in him to teach these kids how to keep pushing something out, maybe control their morale and momentum a little bit, right? Not get so ahead of yourself. Yeah. I know that's what happened for their cup run for Montreal Canadiens, is they got ahead of themselves. Yeah. Started getting a little too comfortable, started saying some things, started acting a certain way, and you just can't do that.
It's all these young guys. They didn't really have anybody, like any mentors on that team at that time, right? When they did the cup run, like you're talking about during COVID.
During lockout year.
Yeah, COVID or whatever. When they had Carey Price. He wasn't all on his game too, and he struggled with the things off the ice too. So and he was in and out most of the time. So, but having a real veteran that was on your lineup every day, Patrick Laine, I think, is going to help.
Yeah, absolutely.
Big time, for sure. He just wants to play hockey just like everybody else. So, looking forward to seeing what he can do this year.
Yeah, likewise.
Yeah. But that's all the time we got for tonight. Thanks again for joining us. We will see you next time.
Adios.